It's 12 rounds with Chiles. We are back. We are in the building. Before we get started, y'all know I always got to put out a disclaimer because I never know what we might say. So, these views and opinions are coming straight from myself and 12 rounds with Chiles. We are not here to infringe on anyone's beliefs. This show will be straightforward, unapologetic, but most of all, we're going to be filled with great energy, fellas. What's up, fellas, man? I'm happy to have y'all on the show. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? So,
we back.
Definitely, I want to give a shout out to Brass Mill Sweets. Definitely, they put us in the building. Big shout out to Saquon. He's behind the scenes on the camera. I'm also gonna give a shout out to a special lady that's in the room right now.
Oh, I gotta do that. It's my mom, my mother right there. Something.
She got the prettiest smile.
You gotta relax.
Yeah,
you gotta relax.
Hey, look.
People already think she's my sister. You know what I mean? Like you gotta relax. Nah.
I ain't gonna say too much. You know
I always it's either gonna be my kids or my parents or people I do this for. Right?
Definitely. You know, I appreciate it. I love the support. I like having everybody in here and kind of see how we do our thing, man. Yeah. It's all love, it's all fun, man, and I'm happy to have you guys here. You know, I'm gonna do big introductions too, man. Big introductions.
Oh, talk your stuff. Yeah, you talk your stuff.
I gotta bring in Gene Ringgold,
right.
owner of Intellect Development, Next Epic Constructions, Cabinet and Countership Company, Kitchen and Bathroom Company, construction for Super Green Solutions, and you still rock that W2 job.
Still rock the W2.
Still rock the W2 job. Yeah. On the other side, I got my main man. Of course, I know you've seen these two guys before, but I don't care. We're gonna keep bringing them back because every time they back, they bringing us good stuff. They dropping jewels on the Clifton Bright. What's up, man?
What's up, Bright?
Hey, Bright House Counseling and Coaching.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's good. It's been a long day.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It's been a long day for me too, brother.
It's been a long week for it to be the 4th.
Yeah. But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna bring plenty of energy, plenty of smiles, man. I want to bring it back because I had you back. I had some good questions. I had a lot of people reach out to me. I think I woke up the next day with like 16,
Bro, it was a good show. It was a good show. I got a lot of good feedback. You know how I am. I'm like, did y'all watch the show? Did y'all check it out? Like, how'd I do? Well, how was my posture? Did I look at the camera up? You know, I was asking. I'm like, yo, be truthful, because that was really like my first podcast show.
Yeah.
So, but now I got a lot of good feedback. I was excited. I did get cursed out. A couple people like, yo, you shouted everybody out, but me. I'm like, no shout outs this week.
Oh yeah,
no drops.
You was sneaking them in last time. Like,
no drops this week. But we didn't get to touch on a lot.
Definitely. So
I appreciate you having me back.
Oh yeah,
it's a good time.
We definitely gonna touch on that stuff. We had a good time though. Your daughter was on. I think I got everybody like, how old is her?
Yo, she's 9. Let's talk about that.
She's
like
9 years old. But she spoke so well. She was very, very respectful. Yeah. She got on camera and you didn't even feel like it was her first time being on camera. Like, she did everything very well.
I think that's what like most kids now.
It is like the thing.
Like, she's been on making videos on my phone forever since she was young. So I felt like this was, once you called up, you saw her right her face. She was ready to go.
Moment right
here. She was ready to go. And I told her I was extremely proud of it because I was critiquing her too. We watched it. Her and I watched it together, and she was like, oh, it looks so different. I'm like, yeah, it's different, So she was like, but she handled herself amazingly. I'm so proud of her.
Oh yeah,
appreciate you making that happen.
Definitely. So man, let's tap into some of the things.
Let's talk. What we got
that we wanted to talk about. So you got some big things done this week. I know last week we talked. You had some projects going on.
It's been a good week. We just finished 2 projects. I told you I had 3 hitting the market. One hit the market last week. We signed today under contract, less than 7 days.
That's dope.
It's a good It's a great week, man.
That's my favorite. That's the one house that I like. That's my favorite job that you knocked all the walls down.
Yeah.
Whole open floor plan.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
It was a good feeling because we had a lot of showings, a ton of showings. I was getting a little worried. I'm like, man, like we wasn't getting any feedback. I'm like, all right, so where's the offers, right? Like, where's the offers at? But what happened was people couldn't see. Some people don't want to move into a community that's building. Yeah. They want to move into an established community. And that community is, like I said, it's in the transition phase, right? So you have new people coming in. But the people who and it's crazy because I was going to do a price drop today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was going to do a price drop today. And because I was like, let me drop the price, get more traction. We already having people coming in. Maybe if I drop the price, then maybe feel like they'll put some offers in. And this morning I was at the gym I had my earbuds in, Siri come on, so she's like, hey, you got a text message. I'm like, start this work day too early. She's like, no, you got to offer. She's reading the text message like, you got to offer full asking price, 3% closing. I didn't know how to celebrate without, I'm like, let's go. I'm pumped up. Not realizing I'm in the gym. Everybody's looking at me. I'm like, they like, yeah, let's go. They pumped. I'm like, all right. That guy wasn't in church or something like that. It'd be crazy. But no, it's been a good week, man. Like, that's a huge win. Yeah. It's a huge one for everybody. And I'm extremely proud of my team. What I mean, and what we've been able to accomplish. And then we had another one that just hit the market, and they've already gotten an offer. They got an offer this afternoon. So the product. The main important thing is our product. If you provide a quality product, that's all that matters, right? So that's what we did. That's what we were able to accomplish, and I'm really proud. Like I said, proud of my crew. They really executed well, So
yeah, you got the whole thing going, bro. Like you got
we trying.
Yeah,
we trying.
And
we can always get better, right? Because from this experience, we learned that we got to get faster. You know what I mean? The product is good. It's just taking us a little longer than I would like for us to cook the product. We get that timing down pat.
Exactly. Cooking product.
Cooking
product. Listen. You know I wasn't always this guy. You know what I mean? So
actually you were.
Yeah, I was.
You were always that guy.
Yeah.
You just flowed in a different medium.
Yeah. Break it down for us, please.
There you go.
So for those of you that don't know, we all go to the same gym. We all there, even though I haven't been seeing Gene during the week. I ain't gonna lie to you, he hasn't been there. I seen Cliff though.
I'm gonna let you get that punchline.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I seen Cliff in there getting strong.
Lifting cars.
Yeah, something like that.
But we all go to the same gym. That's really how we met, really.
Yeah.
Was going to the gym. And it's flourished into like even more than a friendship, but like a brotherhood. We all look out for each other. Cliff, you did something that you probably didn't even notice. But when I left, you was like, all right, brother, I love you, man.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, I'm going to be honest. It touched my soul. Because how often do you really say that to your friends and your brothers? You know what I'm saying?
Not often at all.
Not often.
Definitely not enough. And I think it's something we have to hear.
Yeah.
Because we often hear, I work with a lot of fathers and sons. We often equate love as men with performance. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as long as I'm performing, I'm being loved.
Right.
But what happens when I'm not performing? What happens when I'm like in that growth mindset and I'm developing?
Right.
Or I'm working on something and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a multi-millionaire, I got nicknames for everybody.
Yeah, that's what he calls.
I've been calling Gene multi-millionaire for over a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For over a year.
Yeah.
He didn't know I was doing neuroplasticity on him.
Here you go. When he starts talking like this, I'm like, oh, now
here you go.
He didn't know. That's simply rewiring your brain because we do so many things from our subconscious that we're not aware of. So, man, I felt led, whether you believe in being led or not. I felt led to call him that. So one day I called him that. He responded, well.
I did.
He ain't say whatever.
No,
he said yes, sir.
I was like, who told you? I was like, who told you? We got to talk. Like, who you know?
So every time I saw him, it was rewiring in him, whatever. Because we all got doubts and insecurities. We don't talk about them. We cover them. But every time I said it, it lined up with the identity that was in him.
Yeah.
That's why when he talks about all these things that are going on. All I see is surface scratching, to be real with you. Wow. He's just scratching the surface because he's not trying to become something. All you're doing is working out what's already in you, who you already are.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
Wow. And how you...
So go ahead.
No, bro. Do your thing.
Look, you
like we said,
it's just the passion.
Yeah, like we said though, before we got going, we were saying that it was like, I don't mind being the captain, but speak how you feel. Yeah, keep it real. This is a platform to give out knowledge, to let people feel your energy, because we ain't the only ones that's trying to be successful. We're not the only ones out here that may have some doubts, some insecurities. Right. It's somebody else watching this show that's probably going through something that's compatible to what we're going through in that life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So talk your talk.
I will say on some real stuff, like Cliff made it. He did help me understand how, like, even all my friends, like all my homeboys, I tell them like, yo, all right, man, B, I love you. You know what I'm saying? And it's genuine. I really do love my friends. You know what I mean? He made it. Once we had that conversation in private about how that word carries and what it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm comfortable telling you know what I'm saying? And I love you, bro. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
like,
and that's real.
So I appreciate it.
Because look, Gene always the one that want to go against everything we say. He be like, well, I don't know. Well,
I'm not that guy. I feel like I go with the flow.
No,
hey, look, I think you should challenge everything.
That's true too.
You know what I mean? I don't think you should just take it.
Mm-hmm. But we say, go have a man's day. Go out there, get your hair cut, go shopping.
There you go with the self-love.
You know what he had to do. Self-love. I don't know about the self-love. I don't know.
This self-love thing still new to me. Like I said, say what you want.
But it's different levels to it.
It is.
For instance, setting strong boundaries is self-love.
Yeah.
It's not always purchasing things or getting massages or going on trips.
Right.
Yeah.
Self-love sometimes is just setting boundaries. Not betraying yourself is self-love. Like I said, we got to perform for love.
I did that. I've been setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Don't call me after 5:30.
Right.
Don't call me on Saturday. What? Oh man, Sunday I don't even touch my phone.
Yeah.
So when you call me and I don't answer,
that's what you know.
I'm setting my boundaries.
Okay, Rob.
I'm setting my boundaries.
And I let everybody know that I love. If you call me on Sunday, I'm not going to answer.
Yeah.
The hardest ones to accept that were my parents. My dad was like, I ain't going to say the words he said.
Yeah.
That's a word. I ain't going to put my dad on blast, but it start with N.
Yeah.
You're going to answer that phone when I call you.
Yeah.
What if something's going on?
Nice guy?
Yeah, nice guy. Nice guy. Go answer that phone. What you going to do if I call you in an emergency? I said, I'm going to pray that you make it to Monday. But it's just setting those back.
I wouldn't tell my father that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't make it till Monday. He'd be at the door like, come outside.
Let me holler at you.
Right.
You know, we work to that relationship. So it's just he got it. Because he watched me grow up and have very wide reaching boundaries. And they needed to be narrowed because I just accept anything. So he knows that's the day I protect my energy. At the time, I was working 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Married, got 3 kids. Serve in different capacities.
Right.
It's like I had to learn step by step how to start loving myself like that. Because I equated the more I did for you, I'm a good man.
And I want to
tell, and I'm worthy of love.
You know what I mean? I want to hit on that. I think that was something that I wrote down. Just talking about how to keep that balance with having your boundaries, but being able to keep everybody happy at home. We're those type of guys. I think we all kind of got that. And we like to hold the house down. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I pay all the bills. I just hold it down. You know what I'm saying? And we seem to forget about ourselves sometimes. Taking care of the wife, taking care of the kids, or whatever.
It's Superman. Like I'm Superman. My kids look at me like I'm Superman. I carry that on purpose.
Right.
But on Sundays, Superman put his cape down.
That's right.
I take my cape off. But Monday through Saturday morning, I'm a machine.
Yeah.
Despite what you say, I'm in that gym. I'm in the gym in the morning
with a hoodie on.
Right.
He always got hoodie on.
Right. So I'm in the gym, and then I'm starting my day, and I go. And I don't know what time I'm gonna get done.
Right. So do you ever feel like, as being that man, that you got to be Superman throughout the week? Do you ever feel like it's hard to turn off in the evening?
Yeah. To answer your question is I don't turn it off.
Yeah.
I turn it off by the days. You know what I'm saying? I turn it off. Like I said, I cut it off on Sundays. Yeah. Monday through Saturday, I'm Superman. Whatever the kids need, whatever my girl needs, or whatever my job needs, or whatever my career needs, whatever is demanded of me, I'm delivering. Right. During those hours and those days. Right. And that was partly because of Cliff, like he was saying, setting boundaries. Because before then, I was running Monday through Sunday. Yeah. And I wear a lot of different hats. And I was getting frustrated because I felt like I wasn't having good days. I was never having a good day. And someone explained to me, like, yo, you have all these different things going on. You're juggling a lot of things.
Right.
Whether you feel like you're juggling or not, you are.
Right.
You're going to drop. Something's not going to get touched.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to drop something.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm more mindful. Okay, well, what did I drop today? Was it my W-2? Because I still have a W-2.
That's right.
Right? Did I neglect that? Did I not give them the effort that they needed from me?
Mm-hmm.
Is it my kids? Did I miss an event? Did I not do playtime? Is it my spouse? Does she need her time? Did I miss that up? Like, she walking around with an attitude. I'm like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I got to check today. Today's a good day.
Right.
So I care about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it my mother? Is it my family? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they need me to be somewhere, or if I'm not there. So I realized that I'm going to drop something. I just try to figure out what I'm going to drop. And then when I pick it up, how do I pick it back up?
Right.
That's my technique. I don't know if it's a good technique to have, but it's working for me right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
and Cliff, as a coach, as a therapist, you got people that, because I know I've called you randomly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have people that call you randomly. Being able to turn that off, was it difficult in the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Is it something you had to learn? Like, all right, today I'm not doing it.
Right? Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It took years, because when I first started, I've been a therapist for 10 years, a little over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started, man, I carried them cases home. I talked to my wife, not giving her names or nothing, but just giving her kind of the rundown of what people were dealing with. Wake up in the middle of the night, dreaming about what clients were going through. You know?
I've always wondered that too, because sometimes you hear some horror stories. You hear so much trauma.
I hear horror stories,
right?
Especially now, since the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have what I call breath cases.
Mm-hmm.
These are clients where I could take a breath with them. It wasn't as severe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're just working on adjusting to moving to a new city or getting a new job. Or, hey, my girlfriend wants a dog. I don't like dogs. You know what I mean? How do we work through this?
Right.
But now it's like everybody is like a high intensity case.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no breaks. I had 7 sessions a day.
Really?
None of them were light. None of them. Matter of fact, I just finished the last one. Went home and shaved.
Yeah.
And then ran back here.
Well,
so it's like
it's a productive day, my
man.
That's one of the gene days. That's one of the gene days.
That is a long day.
But I had to learn how to create that boundary and how to separate just by doing little small things, because the burnout rate for clinicians is 5 years.
Really?
Yeah. Most clinicians burn out within 5 years.
So what do? You guys retire?
They quit. They go find something else to do. Or they're terrible at what they do. Wow. Because you can show up and take somebody's money. But for me, if your life's not transforming, what are we doing? Because when you give me that 45 minutes to an hour, you give me 45 minutes to an hour of your life. Because that's what your time really is. It's your life. So you figure you take on all these other people's challenges, and then you have your own. So within 5 years, most therapists burn out because we get so wired in serving people anyway,
right?
That you stop taking care of you. So I do little things like, I love the fact that some of my clients are home based, where I have to drive out. Even some I drive out of Harford County to go see.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I enjoy that time. 45 minutes or more driving home. It allows me to decompress.
Yeah.
So when I get home, my family doesn't get the licensed clinician. They get whatever Cliff they need at that time.
Right.
My wife gets her husband. My kids get daddy.
Yeah.
I don't psychoanalyze them.
Yeah.
I psychoanalyze them when they're not ready.
He go with them big words.
Right. That's all I look at you. I'm like, so it's always a college grad in the group.
I think Stacey said that too. Like, look at Cliff using them big words.
So it's always a college grad in the group.
So when you psychoanalyze, it's just basically I'm evaluating the way you think.
Right.
You know. Yeah. So, and just processing people. So I don't do that in those spaces. I just want to show up and be me.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me to do that, like you were talking about the hats, I have to take that hat off, or else I can't. Yeah, and I can't be authentic in those relationships.
I used to do that too. Right. I used to bring my work home with me.
I think I do sometimes now.
Man,
like I have to. I think it's times like after I go to work, I get to the gym because even as a coach, you gotta be a low key therapist. Pay attention to what's going on in each kid's life and how to direct them in the way they need to go.
Right.
And there are times that I get home 9 o'clock and I'll sit there for an hour and a half and not do nothing, even though I should be giving that time to my significant other or whoever else is in the house. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I just can't. I have to decompress.
You know it's bad, right? When you get in the car and you just driving, you get home and you like, yeah, I ain't even cut the radio on.
Yeah,
I ain't even cut the radio.
Yes.
Like I made it all the way home because you so I guess like in your mind, you deep in your brain. Like I've done that. I do that a lot actually.
Yeah.
I get all the way home or I get to my destination and be like, I didn't even plug my phone in or nothing.
Yeah, you
like
just kind of tapped into what you got going on or thinking about what's next. You know, I'm a planner. I always like, well, what do I need to do next day? What do I need to do to make this better? Like,
right.
And then you get it. You 30 minutes on the highway, like, damn, I'm at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's needed. I feel like sometimes it's needed.
Yeah, like to Cliff's point, you don't want to get burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my biggest. Honestly, that's like my biggest fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna get tired and be like, man, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I made enough money. I did what I needed to do. I'm done with this.
Right.
I don't want to help anybody. I don't want to do none of that anymore. Because for me, because I'm an investor and I run a business, I offer a service.
Right.
I have my own stress.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta get this done. I need to get this property sold. Time's ticking. I'm paying bills. That's my stress.
Right.
And then I got my client that's like, yo, come on, hurry up and get this done.
This.
And this is going on. Now I'm carrying that stress. I'm like, man, so like, I don't want to get burnt out from that. So, back to, I guess, this all originated from is this managing time management is definitely key.
Definitely. I think it's an important conversation for men. Not only just Black men, because I know it's minority. It's
minority mental health month.
You know what I'm saying? But I think
is it?
Yes, minority mental health month.
Yeah. I feel like y'all got a lot of months this year. Wasn't there like a mental health?
All about mental health.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah. Okay.
June is Men's Health Month.
Okay. What's next month?
I don't know.
Well, June. You said June is men. We're in July.
We're in July. So July is Minority Mental Health Month.
So what's next month?
I don't know.
Bro, y'all are about as bad as no disrespect when I say this, the LGBTQRS and any other one that we have out there. Y'all, you got all the letters. You got all the months.
But if you look at mental health, right?
First of all, I don't know if I'm going in trouble for that, but let me just say, my aunt is on the gay pride committee, so I'm all about the LGBTQ. So I feel like I can say that. So when she watches this, she's gonna be like, "That's my nephew. He's just representing."
Make sure you
so before y'all get y'all checkbooks out to try to sue me, that ain't gonna happen. I'm telling you that right now. But no, seriously, like every month, y'all got a lot of months, man.
Well, we should, because isn't everything mental health?
Yeah, it is.
Every day.
I think about you as a businessman. See, the difference between mental health and mental health disorder or illness is we all have mental health. Everybody doesn't have a mental health disorder.
Right. Okay.
Mental health is how you think, how you feel, how you behave, how you operate in spaces, how you handle stress, your relationships. All those things are tied to how I think and what's going on with me mentally. So the ability to have good mental health doesn't mean I don't go through challenges. It just means I'm not really jacked up from it, severely impaired from those life challenges. I'm able to handle them. I'm able to balance. I'm able to be resilient. I'm able to bounce back. I have a good support system. I have healthy relationships. A mental health disorder, such as anxiety disorder, is probably the most prevalent mental health disorder that's out.
Yeah.
And then you have depression, you have personality disorders, things of that nature. That's not just mental health. Everybody has mental health.
Right.
So to me, every month should be mental health, at least as a foundational, because you as a businessman and wearing all these hats, if your mental health is afflicted, every hat you wear is in danger.
That makes
sense. You know what I mean?
So do you do do you have sessions for just entrepreneurs, or is that coming?
Look at him dropping.
Yeah,
see, that's why I talk to him.
Huh? I'm saying, is that coming? If you need a sponsor, I'm here. Let's talk.
I would love to do that because it's a different realm.
Like, it is.
Like every clinician should really have their niche. sometimes the biggest issue is you connect with people that you're really not, they don't get your best,
Right.
because that's really not your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, men, especially fathers, like I am passionate about, especially fathers healing their relationships with their children,
Right.
and showing up and them healing and them having restoration. You know, I'm really passionate about that. So working with businessmen,
It's not your thing.
no, I'd be excited.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like this,
like I said, I'll sponsor.
yeah, because this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, because a lot of times what you find is men that are highly successful, oftentimes what's hiding behind that success.
Mm-hmm.
Pain.
Yeah,
Probably,
it affects their consistency and their long-term success, like creating wealth, because wealth is time-based.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Riches is I just got a bunch of money.
Right.
Wealth is long bread over time.
Mm-hmm.
So your sustainability is affected by how well your mental health is.
Right.
So a lot of guys hide behind that success. A lot of guys are trying to prove to the person that left them when they were 2,
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you what this is like.
Yeah.
Watch my grind.
Yeah.
I own the world.
Right.
But then still, they're miserable.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But what happens to that man or that woman who they are solid in their mental and emotional health,
Right,
in their relational health? That takes all the limits off.
Yeah.
Because now you're showing up authentically. I'm not showing up, I'm doing this because I'm really passionate about this, but low key, this is how I establish my worth.
Right.
But now I really just get to show up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing about, he said we co-opting all the months.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all taking every
we take it. Well,
that's like you said, it's key. I mean, everybody has. I know for me, my stress when it comes to the business side, like I can't talk to everybody about it.
Yeah.
Right. I could talk to you and be like, yo, I'm going through this. And you'd be looking at me like, bro, you just made a grip. Like I can't relate to anything you're saying.
Right.
But I could call another entrepreneur and be like, I'm going through this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the weight I'm carrying, and they'd be like, okay, cool, they understand. That's why I asked. So I think that like I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Definitely.
See, he always his mind always working.
Because I know other entrepreneurs that we had this conversation, but we don't have a platform or a place to go, a safe place to go to have these in-depth conversations about our mental. Because we carry a lot. Like my brain don't shut off. I wake up 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, thinking about like I said, thinking about what I got to do the next day,
right?
Or did I pay such and such, or do I owe this, or do I, you know what I mean? Like all times of the night. So I need to know how to manage that, mentally. That's the aspect.
You need those outlets.
I do.
And I'm all about creating outlets.
Definitely.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I always want to create the spaces I wish I had.
That non-judgment.
Yeah.
That's the biggest key.
Like the next one in the fall, I'm gonna be doing a father-son's group that I'm gonna facilitate with my son.
Oh, that'd be dope.
I already got guys that want to join.
Yeah.
I wish my dad and I had that.
Right. Place to go to just
to be that safe space
that's real.
To be real.
That's when we
because when
they turn off.
To be real, because I watch in clinical work, I watch sons that want to tell their fathers, that want to open their hearts up, but the fear, and not just the fear. We often think about it. Every time I ask a man about safety, he immediately goes to physical safety.
Yeah,
I'll knock everybody in this. I'll kill it. I got guns in the car, right? I'll smoke this whole block. But I'm like, that's the last safety I'm asking about.
Right?
Do you feel emotionally safe? Do you feel safe mentally? Do you feel safe in your relationships?
Yeah.
Do you feel safe spiritually? Because that's the thing too. So it's like, so many of them want to open up, but they feel so unsafe.
Right.
And you can see it. And man, what you want to tell your dad? Nothing.
Yeah.
And you can see it. It's just like,
you don't want no man, no father or parent in general really wants their kid to shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like to me, that's a loss. If your kid can't come talk to you about anything, and you be open-minded about things. Because a lot of times, like even when I told I was talking to my father, my biological father. I'm like, I go I go to therapy. And he looked at me like, ain't nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, I can't have this conversation.
That's how it goes.
We're going
That's how
to
it goes.
forget this. We just going to stop this here. But, but yeah, I think that's
I feel like our culture influences a lot of that.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
We're strong.
Because we got to be strong. We got to be tough all the time. Yeah, be a gangster all the time. Like,
but that's part of the program, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of what's the type of racism? I mean, that mental.
That Willie Litch.
Yeah, like they want us to walk around and play the tough guy, play the tough role. Because I know a lot of tough guys that's locked up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or dead.
Yeah,
right. So they want us to carry that stigma.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get past that for sure.
And there's power there. Now we don't want to lose that, which is why I taught the lion in the land. And Gene be like,
it was helpful.
Can't you just get rid of the land?
I try to approach everything as a lion.
Just get rid of the land.
Listen, Cliff, you've had an impact on my life for real. Because I talk to my guys and I'll be like yelling at them like, yo, what? And I'll be like, Cliff said, be the land.
Be the land.
Then right. I'm like,
sometimes
like, hey guys, listen. I come back to the table like, hey guys, all right, let's talk this thing out. You know what I mean?
And with certain individuals, they don't even respond right to the line.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? You give him the line, and that Joe will give you his pink slip.
Yeah, but then there's some people that don't respond to that land.
No, they don't. So you gotta kind of measure.
Right. You have to.
Even when I deal with my kids, sometimes my kids get the line, sometimes they get the land. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I want to tell them, you choose.
Yeah.
I'm coming out lying.
I can hug you.
I'm leading with lying. If you think you about to get me, we about to.
You know you got to be strategic as a leader.
No, you
no matter what.
You got to know your people.
You a supervisor or whatever, you got to read your people. You got to know who responds to this, who responds to that. Because like you said, a lot of people fold when the line comes out. A lot of people ain't built for the line. So you have to be able to maneuver and mentally tap into those.
What animal is that? Don't say gazelle. what's the animal that in between the lamb and the lion? Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, like what is that? Like a cheetah? What is that? A cheetah? Something like what is that?
We'll go with that.
Right. I'll be the cheetah from now on.
You just got to be able to shift. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because who knows? That lion that you bring to somebody, that might be their first experience with the lion. Yeah. Most people respond in a negative fashion because they haven't had any exposure to a lion. So when they run into a lion, you're loving on them.
Right.
Because you always lead with love. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that love might be, hey, look, for instance, he said something to me about how I was doing my reels. Mm-hmm. He said, man, I love the reels, but man, if you had a stand or something, it'll look like you're talking directly into me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're not in a posture where you can take corrective, you might be like, you ain't doing no reels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah. I get you start running off your numbers.
Right.
You know how many plays I got off this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like, I'm always looking to grow. I love being a student.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Being a student allows me to get fed into by different people. Mm-hmm. You know?
That goes like to what I was saying earlier. Like, I had people critique it just so I could be better.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so when I was telling him, I'm like, bro, you too. I love enjoy watching y'all grow.
Definitely.
And seeing everything that y'all doing. Every time he posts something, I'm liking it, I'm sharing the same thing with you. So I'm like, look, I know as a customer or as someone that's viewing it, I'm like, yo, when your message is fire, back the camera up like it's me and you one-on-one talking like this. And I guarantee you're gonna see a change. And I didn't know how to. I mean, it's Cliff, so I knew he wasn't gonna be like, "What?" But he was like, but the love he gave me for it. He was like, "Oh, word," because like nobody said anything to him about it. I was like, nobody critiqued it. Like everybody just let you do your thing. I'm like, nah, like bro, move that camera back. And even like when we come in here, I'm like, all right, let's
figure it out real quick.
Like all right,
James, get my good side.
And then just to piggyback on that, to give them the fruit. These last 2 reels I've done have doubled the numbers.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they've doubled. Tripled in the likes.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Doubled in the plays.
That's what's up, bro.
You know what I mean? And we need to hear that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We need, just like we need to hear, hey man, I love you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, when I first started saying that to guys in the gym, man, you don't know how many guys looked at me like,
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
They're like,
That's
I
the
really
first
want
responsibility.
to
You know what I'm
I
saying?
really want to open hand you
Yeah,
in the
you
I
like,
really want to open hand you
what's
in the
going
mouth.
on?
Yeah.
What you mean I love? What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
But now I can't remember the last time I told a brother I love him,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't respond. Man, I love you too, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, there's some young guys in the gym
Yeah.
this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna put nobody out there, but one of them was talking about some of his future,
Mm-hmm.
and I happened to hear him. So I was able to share some things when that young man received it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many of us are waiting
Oh, yeah.
for somebody to approach us like that?
Mm-hmm.
But if we all walking around,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bowled out, you won't get what you need.
That's why I like going to networking events. Like I love it.
You learn.
Right?
Yes.
Because I'm able to go in and
Mm-hmm.
I know that probably 75% of the people there are like-minded like me.
Mm-hmm.
And they know when I come to approach them, they're going to be on some, I know they're going to receive whatever it is that I'm putting out there. The energy's always matched. But when we go out to the public, you never know. Like, even like, I'm a nice dude, so I'll open the door for whoever.
Definitely.
If I see you come, I'm gonna open the door.
Mm-hmm.
But here, particularly in Baltimore, it's like ain't nobody gonna say thank you.
I had to learn that too.
That's just a Maryland thing.
Yeah, being from the South,
it's just a Maryland thing.
Like, how you doing? Have a nice day.
Right,
It's always
right.
You
It's
know
not. But again, you said down south. We up north, so we're close to. We're on the Mason-Dixon line, right? So we carry a lot of that that northern Yankee attitude, right? And it's sad. It's unfortunate, right? We shouldn't be afraid of each other. We shouldn't be able to, like you say, Cliff saying, all right, Gina. All right, see you later. Love you, bro. I always tell him, all right, love you too. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have a good day.
Right. You never know how far that go, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't.
You don't.
You don't know when the last time somebody told me they love me without getting something from me.
That's real.
You know what I mean? You just told me you love me, but you're not trying to get nothing from me.
Right.
You're trying to give to me instead of take from me. You know, how many of us, because look, you can talk all you want. That little boy shows up in your grown man body from time to time. I'm 47 years old, not ashamed to say it. Sometimes 12-year-old Cliff shows up, especially when I go and I step into a different opportunity. 12-year-old Cliff that hollered at the baddest girl in the middle school with a raggedy letter saying, will you be my girlfriend? Check yes, no, or maybe.
Oh, you were that guy.
Oh, yeah, I was that guy. I was that guy. And she got a crowd together the next day and clowned me with the letter and waved it. I remember running to the side of the school crying. I said, man, I ain't talking to no girls no more. I didn't talk to a girl for almost 3 years. I had girls coming to me, hey, you cute. Nah, you ain't setting me up.
They got you. They scarred you.
You ain't trusted.
Yo, that thing hurt. Sometimes when I go step out in opportunities, 12-year-old Cliff say, what you gonna do if you get rejected? Because he don't go away. You know, you hear people talking about inner child.
Yeah.
And they make it spooky.
That's real.
Nah, man, it's 47-year-old Cliff is made up of those 47 years of experience. And your biggest part of learning is your first 10 years of life.
Oh, you was that young. You said 12.
I was 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
middle school.
Yeah. But you know, research is showing now we form our personalities by the time we're at age 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So after that, it's uphill. You skiing uphill, trying to break some of these cycles and what we call, generational curses and these attachment issues we have.
Right.
And this lack of feeling safe and secure. I was talking to a guy and he was talking about gunplay and talking about how powerful you feel when you got a gun in your hand.
Yeah.
And I related that to because it makes you feel safe. Man, ain't nobody ever said that before.
It's logical, though.
You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
It makes a person that's never felt safe. It gives them an illusion of safety, but at what cost?
Right.
You know what I mean? And are you really the one that's powerful? You're not powerful. The gun is powerful.
Right.
Because you put that gun down, the same joker that ran will come over there and drag you. You know what I mean? So it's like all these things we go to get that security. You know what I mean? Those things have to be challenged. They get challenged though by relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
tying it back into that love piece. You know, us even sitting here, this is all formed by relation. I ain't go to the gym expecting to form no relationship.
That's true. I surely didn't either.
I went to the gym because I was 320.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back to college.
Right.
I was 320. A man clowned me and said, and then one of my buddies said, man, you're going to die before you get to 40. He told me flat out. Hey, buddy of mine. And then, you know, he's not black. So he's like, you know, y'all get hypertension and stuff. You know what I mean?
It's true though. Yeah.
He told me all kinds of stuff, but he made me go back. He said, your wife don't think you sexy. She lying to you. Go ask her. Get her to tell you the truth.
Like, nobody tells you when you fat. I figured that out. They don't say anything. You gotta like. That's why I love and hate Facebook, because I was on Facebook and I looked at a picture. I'm like, that's me. Somebody tagged me. And I was like, I was in the background. I was like, that's me. I was like, oh hell no.
You out the dad club?
Oh no, I'm out. Your boy's out. I'm not looking back. Right, your boy's out. But I look. Even my mother, look. She was the only one that kept it real, but it's your mom, so you don't know if they're serious. She was like, we get fat. I'm like, haha. She would laugh, and I was like, yo, and then finally I saw a picture. I was like, man, let me get what? I was in there faithfully, still wearing my hoodie.
Because you don't know. That man may have saved my life.
Yeah.
That's know what I mean? He may have saved my life and just gave it to me raw. But never going in there expecting some of the relationships that I formed.
Yeah, I got some great things.
I have some relationships. You know why? Because none of us are self-made men.
Right. That's real.
You know, we don't get anywhere by ourselves. And we really long for relationship. When you watch adults, how many adults have true friendships?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
It's crazy you say that, relationships. Like my business, I'm in the relationship business. People think that I'm in the construction business. I'm not in the construction business. I rehab houses, yes. We build stuff, yes. But when I meet a client, and like yesterday, I gave you a perfect example. I met this guy. He was like, man, I've been trying to reach you for a month. I'm like, where? I'm like, where? He was like, I called. I said, did you leave a voicemail? He was like, nah. I'm like, yeah, I don't answer those foreign numbers. I get too many calls for that, right? So him and I, we get on the phone, and he starts telling me about, you know, he's an international investor. So he invests in He invested in the Cayman Islands, Barbados, Canada, right? So, and you know me, I'm a visual learner, right? So as he's talking, I'm writing everything down. He's on his profile. He starts telling me about how many projects he has and what he wants me to do. And we start talking. We talk for like an hour and 30 minutes. And I was explaining to him, I'm like, you know, we're not the type of company that's going to give you a bid, you know, because you want us to rehab the studio, we're just going to give you a bid of rope. No, we look a little deeper, right? So, and I was explaining this to him. I'm like, I want to know how much are you trying to make off this deal, right? How much did you purchase it for? How much is it going to be valued when it's done? Other contractors not going to ask you that. And so he was like, yeah. He was like, why? He was like, just out of curiosity, like, why did you ask me? And I'm like, because if I don't make you no money, you're no good to me. Right? So if you don't make any money, if I'm just going to give you my number, my price, and you know, my guys make money, but you don't make any money, chances of you doing this again. And this particular deal was his first deal. So I'm like, if you don't win now, chances of you jumping back in here, you're like, nah, it ain't worth my time.
Right.
You know, so I was explaining to him, I said, you know, with our business, with my company, the reason why we've been able to see so much success so quickly is because you know, we care about the bigger picture, and we network. We bring our network. I bring my network to all my clients. So, for example, I have a customer who has a successful assisted living facility, right, killing the game. I have another client who has a successful cleaning business. Right, and his story is even crazy because he sat down for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Came home, bought a franchise, and now his company is ranked in like DC Silver Spring area.
Oh, shoot.
Right. And so I have another client, another person who is in the tractor trailer industry with the trucks. So when I'm doing business with them and I tell them about my network and what we offer, I'm like, if you want to get into this industry, you need to talk to him. You know, oh, you got interest in this? You know, let me introduce you to him. And now we're all making money together.
Right.
And I'm the conduit between everybody. That's why when we talked about the logo, right, bringing all the pieces together, that's what it was, right, for me. So I tell people, I'm not chasing the money.
Right.
I'm not gonna show up and put your talents because you asked me that. I'm gonna give you no. I want to know why you put the tile in. I want to know what's your goal with this project. It's a little bit deeper than that.
Right.
So, and even like my CM, he's like, yo, we have a customer. Sometimes, not all clients are easy to work with. Or they all get upset, right? Because they all want stuff done yesterday.
Yeah.
So he takes it personal. I'm like, dog, you taking this personal. It's like, this is construction. So just go focus on that. But remember, we're in the relationship part. So out of everything, worry about, making sure that everybody's always on good terms.
Right.
So that's key. That's key to everything. Networking and relationships, everything.
Right.
Everything. And that's it.
It
Your
is.
mental health got to be right.
Yeah,
to be able to do that.
That's true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be regulated. What I mean by that is, I'll give you a perfect example of something that happened today. Like, it's been a lot of examples of dysregulation for me. So a dysregulated nervous system just means your nervous system is out of whack. Your nervous system controls how you show up, how you respond to things, how you feel safe or not. For instance, I'm driving to the gym this morning and I'm in the left lane, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm using my gas gauge now because I got one of those meters that tells you how many miles per gallon you get.
Oh, yeah.
So I get you trying to stay in that.
You go further zone.
You're like, whoa, let me ease up off this
I'm
gas.
I'm in that.
That's sad that we're at this point.
Yeah, I just think I'm being economically savvy.
That's what they want you.
But this guy, man, his brother comes flying in the right lane. Just like, man, where are you going? And you know how they got the dollar bus, or Harford County dollar bus. Bus is pulling out. My man almost runs in the back of the bus. I see him coming, so I slow down to give him that space for him to slide in between me and the bus. But this guy, I don't know what was going on with him, but he almost hit the bus, and he so he gets behind me, and I roll over. I slide over to the right lane, and he pulls up, and I'm like,
There you go.
He was talking to you?
oh yeah,
he didn't know you. He didn't know you was like 6'2".
Yeah, you go.
It don't matter though. You know what I mean?
It
It don't matter. And I'm 6'5".
6'5".
But it don't matter if he got an extension on his own.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he pulls up, and we've been having a lot of cases of that.
That's right.
Nationally.
Yes.
Like, so he pulls up in the left, and he looks over at me, and then he do one of these speed off. And I'm sitting there like, dang, that's a dysregulated nervous system. That's why we had the things that happen. That's why we got people that shoot each other over nothing or perceive nothing.
Right.
That beat up on people, that walk off jobs. You know what I mean? That cuss people out that they're supposed to be providing a service for because they have a dysregulated nervous system. The more regulated we are, meaning the more calm we are, the more relaxed state we are, the less we have those encounters. Now let's imagine if I was keyed up when he pulled up on me.
Now you got a problem.
So now I'm pull over here. Let's get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get it. I'm gonna show you how I work. But then all I see is wasted potential.
Yeah.
Because we either locked up or dead.
That's true.
Dysregulated nervous system. So the more regulated we are, like for you guys, the more regulated, the more calm they are, the less they take those things as personal hits. And then they can just show up. They have more space and capacity to take on the challenges that they deal with day by day. So that's why I tied into, because when my man hit me up, I was like, man, the correlation or the link between business and good mental health is huge.
So you need to regulate your system.
I was excited.
He regulates his
You
system.
better regulate it.
What?
Keep your system regulated.
My system
His system
regulated.
stays
I'm
regulated.
good.
That's why he talked about that relationship. How he is he's this connector of relationships. I deal in relationships. That's why there's no limits on what you're gonna do.
I feel that way. The other reason I'm like that too is because I know and I have a clear understanding on that. My network is my net worth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
so
real.
My network at this point is at a place that I never thought it would be. I'm just being honest. I could never fall off. I can't because of the relationship that I built, and because I do things. I do things with integrity for everybody that I'm dealing with. If I needed a couple dollars, they'll give it to me.
Right.
Because of who I am and what I bring to the table. And so again, I tell people all the time, build your network.
Yeah.
If the people around you, you can't, my vision, my real goal, right, is to have a table with 10 guys. We all putting in money. A venture capital company is what it is, right? And this is my network, right? We're all successful independently, but we're all successful together.
Right.
So I tell people, go build your table. If the people at your table right now can't bail you out of a situation, you gotta excuse them. Hey, bro, appreciate you being here. No, just go get yourself something to drink or something. You know what I mean? Fix your plate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like look at this is a perfect example of this, right? Look at Kanye.
Yeah.
Borderline genius, in my opinion. Borderline genius.
I might even take the borderline off.
Right.
Genius.
Yeah.
The fact that he manifested his whole entire life. He knew what he was. He was confident, right, from the very start. And I don't know if you've seen the doc. You saw the doc?
So I haven't watched the whole thing.
Bro, you gotta watch it. It's very inspiring. And Puff Daddy's joint was inspiring too. Right. It was borderline. That was borderline. I got it though. It did something for me personally, right? But Kanye, billionaire, right? Homeless.
Yeah.
Remember this, right?
Right.
Yet all his friends, he name dropped. You thought I was name dropping on last show. You see his interview on with Drink Champs. He was name dropping like it was crazy.
Yes, he was,
right.
Yeah.
But that's his network. He'll never go. Even if he gave away all his money right now.
Yeah.
Yo, Eli, what you doing?
Yeah.
Eli's like, no, it's cool. You need 2 Teslas? Not a problem. He was homeless wearing Balenciaga. I don't even buy that now. He's homeless wearing it. I'm like, but it made me realize like that was the light bulb for me. I'm like, oh snap, we've been playing the wrong game. We got to play the network game. Like you got to build your table with people who believe in you, not just what you can do for them,
right?
But people who believe in who you are as a person. Someone told me like, yo, whatever you need, you'll get it from me.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that was like I was totally thrown off. I was like, he was like, I believe in you. I know if I give you the littlest opportunity, you're gonna make that a major opportunity. You're gonna take full advantage of it. And he did. That house I just sold.
Right.
That was a private investor. I had a private money. I had somebody go into their account. I don't know the ins and outs of that part, but he gave me that bread just off of me. I met with him. We talked. I showed him what the vision was when the house was messed up.
Right.
He was like, I like you. Yeah. He was like, I don't even typically do these type of deals, but the way you envision it and the way you're passionate about it, and from what I heard, I like you. I'll bet on you.
Right.
That house sold. Once I was done the house, I sent him the pictures. He said, man, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
When you doing the next ones? You got any more lined up? I'm like, yeah, I got 2. He's like, okay, well, let's talk Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. But again, it's because people believe in me. You know what I mean? So networking is key. Relationship is key. It all ties back. It really does all tie back together.
It does. So now I'm gonna ask y'all some questions though. Outside of the business things, what y'all like to do for fun, fella? Outside of every day being a business day, I have to be serious day. What are some things that you like to do to take your mind off of your everyday? Don't look at me like that.
I'm mad because you about to expose me. Because when I say this, people who know me gonna be like, yeah, he ain't lying. For fun, I like to sit in my basement and watch The Office.
Hey, bro. So,
back to
I
back
can't even lie.
to back.
The Office funny. It is funny, bro.
Yo, I'm such an Office. Listen, I'm on like the Office super fan group on like Facebook. I'm such a nerd. And I'll be quoting.
Is that y'all really that funny?
It's dry funny though.
I like dry funny.
Like it's dry funny.
It's my comfort show.
Yeah.
My girl says that's your comfort. Yo, because whatever, it's always on.
It is always.
It's always
bro.
on.
It
And
is.
whenever I come in the house, my kids be like, dude, always
I
watch
just
it.
Office.
Like, as soon as he come in, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you mean put the Office on for you? I'm
Yeah.
like, but I mean, like, to me, that's,
The boss be killing me on that show.
right. It's just like
it's just dry humor.
it's the show's mad old, right?
It is,
But
yeah.
that's why I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to say this. You're gonna make me gonna ask me this question. But no, I mean, so I like to do that. I spend a lot of time with my family.
Mhm.
Again, I value. I'm super blessed
Yeah.
to have my parents
Mm-hmm.
alive. So my mother here now.
Come
right?
on, mom. Come show me. If you're in the studio, you gotta come get on camera. So come on,
Right,
mom.
you always gonna. I'm
Look,
always gonna.
which way we gonna let her in? You can come on this side. Look.
Wow.
Come on, sit down. I'm gonna grab me a stool.
So you got my daughter, my mom. What we call Dad? When you watching this, you can come next week. But yeah, so like for me, I'm fortunate to have all my parents, so I like to spend time with them. I'm getting closer and closer with my siblings. We actually taking a little trip next week to go see my brother in North Carolina. So I like to do that. When I was younger, it was do the basketball Sundays and all that. Those days are gone.
I remember we used to talk about basketball.
Man, now I'm none of those days are gone. But I mean, like just really just enjoying life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think my new thing is going to be this year traveling. Start traveling. So,
Definitely.
then hang around Mike in the group.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike.
Oh yeah,
he definitely
He
inspired
always
me.
going somewhere.
Right.
He make me feel like
So-
I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So my thing was, I used to think my mom's a traveler. My mom travel. Like I used to think traveling was like super expensive. I'm like,
It's
I
not
can't.
that
It's
bad.
not.
Yeah,
What?
it ain't that bad.
I'm looking on trips. I'm like,
I was looking at cruises today.
yeah, I'm not getting on a boat.
You ain't getting
You
on
ain't
no
getting on
boat.
the boat.
You
Titanic
saying,
did it
bro?
for me,
Well,
and
no.
I can't swim that good.
My
So
brother just got him.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Bro,
He
He
love
texted me
cruises.
this morning. Getting on a cruise ship right now.
That's one of my things. That's
Really?
my thing to do.
I don't understand it. Like you can't go nowhere
So look,
except for when it docks. Like I don't
from the
want.
time
I
you get
heard
on
you
that
don't
boat,
need to.
you don't need to. It's 13 drinks a day. Top shelf, anything you want. You got a club that open at 12.
So they giving you 13 drinks on a boat that's rocking.
No, you don't feel the rock. You don't feel nothing.
Oh, okay. I just
You-
want to make sure. I've never been on a cruise.
Look, I get up from 9 a.m. I start partying at 9:30. I party from 9:30.
I can do that on land though. I can
It's
do that
all-
on
I
land.
eat for free.
Yeah.
I ain't got it.
You can do this
It's
on
all
land.
you can eat, right?
It's all you can eat. All buffets. I can go play the slot machine for a little bit, and then I get off the boat the next day, go to Nassau, spend my little time on there.
What you got a
Yeah.
cruise sponsor?
Oh, bro.
What you got a cruise
So
sponsor?
we'll go on the cruise. I'm big on family too. So like, I told my mom last time, I was like, Mom, I gotta get you on the show. Just I don't care if you say anything, just come sit beside me. But she's like you. She's gonna smile. She has a lot of personality, right? But when we cruise, it's like 16, 17 of us.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
a
whole family.
reunion right there.
And we yeah, by the end of the cruise, they like, I see you there, James. What's going on there, Mr. Chiles? I'm like, how you know me? Last time I was on the bar singing Temptations. Like it's just,
Oh, you was that late.
oh, bro, I be having a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I be having a
I
ball.
want to start doing more traveling. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like that's why I do this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm good. We talked about this before. I'm
Mhm.
comfortable in life. I've done pretty well, I think, for
Right.
myself.
Right.
And like now, like my goal is to take care of my entire family.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my first goal is I want to retire my mother.
Mhm.
Right. Like, pick up in the Rolls Royce. You're
Yeah.
done. You
That's
coming to
right.
work for me. All your checks have my signature on it. That's the goal,
Mhm.
and that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, and it's gonna happen
Mhm.
sooner than later. Like,
Right.
right. But to take family trips, and I got it. Just pay for y'all airfare. I took care of everything.
Mhm.
Rooms, everything else is paid for. That
Right.
type stuff. And I'm trying to fly first class.
Yeah.
You been in first class?
Yeah, I've
Been
been
in
in
first
first class. Yeah.
Nah, that's where I'm going next.
I need
I've
to.
flown
That's
first
where I'm
class
going
a few
next.
times.
Yeah.
When I was in the army, bro, I used to.
I almost flew
Yeah,
first
I
class.
used to fly first class
For
all
real?
the time. Where I,
Yeah, I almost did it. I was
Yeah.
like, let me get a first class ticket. I saw the price. I was like, nah, I'll fit coach. I was like, it's like that Rolex thing. I'm like, wait, that's a 3-hour flight 12 divided by. Nah, I'm good. I don't need to stretch that much.
And so actually the last time I flew first class, I sat beside a guy. I got 2 stories actually. I sat beside a guy, and he was like, "You like Nike shoes?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro. I mean, like, of course." He was actually designing a Jordan commercial on his laptop beside me. I didn't know who he was. And by the end of the flight, he was like, "Yeah, man, I make the Nike commercials." And I was like, "Damn, the whole time, like you say, network. I should have been shaking his hand, like, show me what you got going.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teach me a little something.
And do it for, and tell him you work for free.
No,
No, real talk. Like that's the key. That's the key to everything. Like, just give value.
Yeah.
Give value before you start looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had something to offer you,
Mm-hmm.
right? He could have offered you maybe a job, or but you could have just been like, hey, if you ever need help, give me a call. I'll do this.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, people don't take advantage of that. That's
No,
the
they
most
don't.
valuable asset
Yes.
that we have is time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why I was so baffled when I was trying to get in the game, and I would go to these investors and be like, yo, I got time and hustle. And they'd be like, you don't have any money and your credit's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, but I got time. I'm giving you my most valuable asset.
Right.
Now when people come to me like, bro, I got time and I got hustle, I'll be like, oh, I'm putting you to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm putting you to work tomorrow.
You can't replenish that.
Right.
That's the one thing you can't replenish.
Mm-hmm.
You can replenish anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I can replenish. Now you can replenish looking 20.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you don't look that way anymore.
Right.
So it's the one thing you can't buy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I
You
mean?
gonna answer that question too, there, Cliff?
Oh, I know.
He said, "Look, I know."
Hey, look, I was just waiting. So you know.
You have a nice family too, man. And you're
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
I think every time we talk, it's always like, gotta do this for my son. I'm gonna go pick my sons up, make sure they're good to go, take care of my wife.
Yeah.
He's really big on
Yo,
family.
Cliff's another one that makes me feel like a bad dad. Cliff's like,
Oh,
man, Cliff, he makes breakfast for his kids every
Yeah.
morning. I'm like, bro,
Drop the
what?
kids
You
off.
know why?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I gotta go make breakfast for the
You
kid.
know-
I'm like,
You know why I
make
make breakfast? Because you don't want me to make dinner.
I
I stay in my lane. That's my strong suit.
Right.
Yeah,
Toaster
that's my strong suit. Plus that started because my oldest is an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my parents came and scooped him
Mm-hmm.
while I was working. You know what I mean? God, no. Took him to Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
so he'd be gone for like a week or two.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. But you know, that started because I needed him to eat breakfast because he started lifting weights.
That's right.
I'm like, man,
Oh, okay.
I need you to fuel yourself.
Yeah, go get it.
So he was like, well, look, it ain't nothing in here but me making muffins and I'm gonna eat Frosted Flakes. I said, nah, I come home from the gym, I'm cooking bacon, turkey bacon, I'm making you eggs. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Take a plate out when him and his mom head off to school. Because my wife would drop him off on her way to work.
Mm-hmm.
He walked out with a plate. Eggs, turkey bacon.
So you do that for your wife too? She get a plate too?
When she wants it.
Oh.
I was about to say,
Now,
about to
when
get
she
Cliff in
went-
trouble.
Bro, I'm like, yo, he making me look like a bad dad
Yeah.
and a bad boyfriend. I'm like,
Nah,
get this
nah,
guy off
nah.
the show, man.
When she wants it. Now, you know, because look, I make my son's eggs before I come to the gym.
Mhm.
He don't get up till an hour later. My wife like, I ain't eating no hour.
Yeah.
But that works for me. I would eat them.
Right.
That works for my
Me
son.
too.
Mhm.
So it's about tailoring to what they need.
Right.
So yeah, I'm huge on family.
Mhm.
I'm huge on movies. When I say I'm a movie nut,
Yeah.
I'm a movie nut. My brother-in-law, funny man. He like, look, you waste more money on movies. I told him if the tickets go up to $40 a seat,
He's still in
I'm
there.
still going to the movie theater.
That's a
That is-
different level.
Yeah.
But that is when you talk about relationship,
Right.
that is one of the memories
Hmm.
that me and my family create.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, but now we done found
Netflix?
No, I got all that. But look, AMC need to give you some money, AMC White Marsh, because you know on Tuesdays, if you're a Stubbs member, seats are $6 the entirety of the day. So we go to the movies on Tuesdays now.
Yeah, that's
Like
it.
we'll be up
That's
in
dope.
That is.
we'll be up in
dope.
Thor on Tuesday.
Yeah, you go
Thor
see
Love and
Thor.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. But like me and my wife both got this great passion for movies.
Mhm.
We just love them, and it's passed on to our kids. So I'll sit and watch movies when I get free time.
Right.
I read too.
Yeah,
I devour books now.
Yeah.
When people ask me what I want for my birthday, Christmas, always give me some books.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm a book.
buy me a book.
Hook me out with a book.
Atomic Habits by James Clear. If y'all ain't read that yet,
I know
boy.
what it is.
You put me onto the Will Smith.
Yeah, the Will Smith book.
What
What am I right now? I'm reading What Happened to You by Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey.
Mhm.
That book is powerful, but it's heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What else am I reading? Soar by T.D. Jakes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything he put out.
Yeah.
I'm rereading Emotions.
Yeah.
These are concurrent. You're reading these, like all of this, like, or do you? Because I'm like
Normally
I'll have like 4.
Normally
books.
I try to knock like I might have like 2 or 3 going at a time, no more than that. Normally it's just 2, just so I don't get distracted.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to knock out
Right.
2 to 3 a month.
Right.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Right. They say the biggest gap in life is what we learn and then what we apply.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You going back to reading. I know, like when I read, I used to read all my books at the same time. So I'll be reading, the 10X, and I might be reading The Morning Miracle, and I might be reading Napoleon Hill's book, whatever. I'll read
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, that's my favorite book, right? So I'll be reading all of these different books, but then I realized once I've learned about this gap in life, I'm like, hold on, I got to narrow this gap down.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? Is that something that you're mindful of? Like when you're reading your books,
yeah.
All right, let me read this. And like, because now what I'll do is I'll read a chapter and I'll stop.
I got a highlighter.
I was about to say
I highlight.
Yeah.
So if anybody ever borrows a book from me,
It's gonna be
highlighted.
No, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
but I'll stop. I'll stop that chapter,
Mm-hmm.
kind of go, do that reading comprehension thing where I'm like, okay, let me make sure I understand what this chapter is about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna apply it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I started doing it. And I do that with every chapter. Sometimes that's why I haven't really been finishing any books. Because I'll get through a chapter and I might not apply what I learned in that chapter until like 2 days later, 3 days later, a week later, when I think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I try to tell people that too. Like I encourage them, like, don't just read and not apply what you're reading.
Right.
It defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're you can kind of do both. Like sometimes I'll read a book just to read it. But then sometimes I read a book to apply it. Yeah. Just like I have to renew my license every 2 years as a mental health counselor. Mm-hmm. I have to do 40 hours of continuing education.
Okay, yeah.
Any class I sign up for is particularly a class where I'm going to take what I learned and I'm going to apply it in sessions. Mm-hmm. So if I'm sitting in a training, it's strictly to learn what I'm going to use with those I work with. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like that with the books. Like, for instance, the Oprah Bruce Perry book, What Happened to You? It's got so much brain science stuff in it. I love it. Mm-hmm. That's my thing right there, the way the brain works. Like when I go back and get my PhD, because all these people keep calling me doctor, I'm like, look, help finance the PhD program that I'm going to. But I'm gonna do clinical psychology with a concentration in neuroscience because I love the brain. Mm-hmm.
I think you should definitely. That's something you should teach too.
Because he always talks about.
Yeah, but like now, Cliff told. What did he taught me about the cortisol and cortisol and the dopamines. Right, we talked about. So now he said when we wake up, our mind is in a state, or our cortisol levels are high. Yep. I wake up and I feel myself stressed. I'm like, whoa, because he told me I recognize it, and now I'm like, all right, let me stretch. Let me start stretching. Right. Let me start stretching a little bit. And that's why they say in the book The Morning Miracle, they talk about exercise. That was actually why I started exercise. Well, that and someone kept calling me fat, but that was actually what inspired me to start working out, because they talk about getting those endorphins going and the dopamines and everything going. And now Nick Cliff and I talk about this all the time. We'll go to the gym. We might not lift for weight. Mm-hmm. We might just get in there and do a little bit of cardio, just to out of habit, to keep that schedule, structure, and just to wake up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So when I get home, I'm up.
You ready to go?
Yeah,
I do feel like when I miss the gym, my day a little off.
Oh, it's terrible.
I need it.
Yeah,
I need it to set my day. Mm-hmm. Another thing you can do is don't touch that phone. 90% of people probably touch their phone first thing in the morning. Yeah. They don't kiss the person in the bed with them.
Yeah.
But they grab that phone.
Right?
So I have an alarm set. Right now, I moved that alarm to 5:30, and people be like, Cliff, why you coming in here all late? I'm like, it's summer, I'm chilling, I'm getting some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, it's set at 4, but I still wake up at 3:50 every day. I'm wired for that, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I touch my phone first thing in the morning.
Right.
I touch mine too. I the first thing I do, I put James onto this. I'll get up, get dressed, all that good stuff, and then I'll go right to Eric Thomas page.
Every morning.
Every morning.
On the way to the gym.
It's always in my notifications.
Right. And on top of that, because you got me so conscious of my subconscious, right? Even more than I was prior to, learning this years ago. Now I'm like, all right, before I go to bed, what do I want to be in my subconscious? It's like eating a snack, right?
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. If I feel like I don't know what to put in, I'll read a book, or I'll put on ET again, or Les Brown. Les Brown has more of a nighttime voice. ET gets you hyped. Let's go. But Les Brown his voice is a little bit more monotone, more soothing for the nighttime.
Right.
And I can damn near recite half of their speeches because I've listened to them over the years for so long.
Well, let's say when you're on your back.
We say things looking up.
No. Yeah. He said being on your back is the place because when you're on your back, if you can look up, you can
get up. Yeah. And see, the other thing to that too is oh man, I'm trying to bring for listening to them at nighttime, it just allows me to or not at night necessarily at nighttime, just like whatever I'm going through something.
Yeah.
Because
yes,
you hit them pitfalls.
Yes, that's real.
I can damn near mentally go to one of their speeches and hear and recite what they would say in that moment. But people don't understand how imperative it is to control your subconscious. And that's what we run off of.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm really mindful of what I'm putting in there. Again, the music I'm listening to, you and I talk about that. The music we listen to, the stuff we're watching on TV. That's why I don't be on social media no more. I mean, I'm on there, but it's more just
with the business.
Yeah, I don't really post too much more because
I'm the worst with it.
YouTube was another thing I had to jump off. I didn't realize how you start getting on YouTube.
Oh
my God! Yeah. I had to set alarms from you said you set the alarm I'm only on it. If I get on there, I start the clock. 30 minutes total max. I'm not on it. Yeah. 30 minutes a day. I'm just saying.
Who do you think sits down when they're working on concepts with all these social media companies? They have psychologists working.
Sure.
How are these
because
companies, right?
How can I tie you in? How can I tie into your dopamine system, which is a reward system, to keep you locked in and coming back? That's why TikTok is so powerful. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. TikTok, people up all night on TikTok. You know what I mean? So those people are taught how to tap into your brain, how to have you wired, because that's what the dopamine does is I got to feed that reward. You know what I mean? It has you chasing that reward system. That's why we get up and go to the gym every morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to chase and acquire that reward. When I acquire that reward, serotonin, which is a feel-good hormone that gets released, you get it.
They give you that.
The dopamine make you chase.
Yeah.
The serotonin gets released.
That's right.
That's right.
I feel good now, boy. I'm set. Yeah. And then that gets wired in you. And to finish up, what I do for fun. I love traveling. My wife and I went to Jamaica in April. I surprised her. Man, that trip, my wife was like, look, I've known you. We've been married for 17 years. We'll be married for 18 in December. She's known me probably for about 23, 24 years. She said, I've never seen you this relaxed, ever. And I sat down on the beach and I was like, man, I've never felt as present as I felt there, like in the moment, not worried about nothing, not stressing nothing. Turned my phone off, just sat there. And we had butler service. So I was like, shh. I tell you what, my butler, who knows, he might hear this. Both our butlers, Sherry Ann and Dwayne. I hope they hear this. Their service reignited my passion to usher at the ministry I'm a part of.
Oh, wow.
I ain't gonna lie, with our ministries being closed because of COVID for almost 2 years, when we opened back up, I was like, it's just another thing on my plate. Just being real about it. This is another thing on my plate. But the way they served inspired me so much. And just like them just talking about life. And, as what we take for granted here. You know what I mean? It affected me so much when I came back home. I was like, man, let's get it. You know what I mean?
Ready to go.
Yeah, they poured into my cup.
Yeah.
So, man, I love traveling. Like everybody said, shout out to Mike Dykes, because God,
yeah.
I like Mike. I just got back from Jamaica. He's like, man, you and your wife play pickup.
Yeah, I'm running African.
Y'all play pickup. He said that's a good start, kids. That's a good start. But let me tell you what life really looked like.
Right. He put
What do you like to do to relax?
So I'm a big traveler. I'm a big traveler. It was a point in time I was taking almost 10 to 16 flights a year.
Ooh.
But I also travel for work too. So I would most of the time turn those into vacations, but I love traveling. And sometimes I like that alone time. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't traveled alone. When I had a motorcycle, I would just take off for hours, you know what I'm saying? Just ride my bike. But also now that I'm a coach and a mentor, I think sometimes my space away is being with the kids. Cause it's I'm at the point that I got the kids that I give them away. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know what I'm saying?
So that's a good place to be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
I gotta keep mine.
it's no judgment. It's fun. Everybody's laughing. It's just I don't have any adult issues when I'm with the little ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the gym, things like that. I don't have to make no decisions. We just kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
You're in your zone when you're in the gym.
And that's my zone. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably
You ever
one
seen
of
them in
the
the
best
gym?
things.
Nah, I've never seen it.
It's like two different people. Like we went to a boxing match. He took me.
We went up to Philly.
Yeah, we went to Philly, and the whole way up there, we laughing, we chopping it up, we having a good time. As soon as we touch down in Philly, we get out the car. You would have thought he was the mayor up there. Everybody, I ain't see him until I don't even think I seen him until the fight was getting ready to start because everybody he was somebody. I'm like, oh yeah, he was that guy. And then I'm watching him. He's wrapping the fighter's hand. He's pointing, all right, y'all make sure you come here. I'm watching. I'm like, oh, he in his zone. He in his zone.
That's what I do.
Man, I think we all got that, right? Yeah. I know for me, you've been in my zone.
That's right.
You've been in my zone. It's a good place to be.
Exactly.
You're in purpose.
Right? Yeah. And look,
you're doing
I forget about you too, Mom. We're gonna talk. So, and you've had this is your son, and you watched him develop. You've watched him through the good times, the bad times, the times when he made bad decisions, and the times when he made good decisions.
Right.
To you now, though, watching your son where he is now, I just feel like you so happy. She's been smiling, so she's literally been smiling since she walked through the door, and I love that energy. But that's right.
Right.
And I love that because it's a lot of people that didn't grow up with their mothers. Right. There are a lot of people that lose their mothers. You know what I'm saying? So to have y'all here and y'all share this energy and just share this energy with me, I thank you.
Well, we used to work out to the gym together in the morning until I had to start going to work early in the mornings. Yeah, I used to be in there.
She used to be.
I'm in there every day.
Saturday. She used to call me. She'd call me like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm on my way." Like, calm down, Mom.
In the gym, like 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah, we was in there getting it.
Alright, so now
that's my free time. No, I'm not going to say nothing to you.
Oh my goodness!
No, I'm in my own zone.
Yeah, so
he knows.
I can't lie.
I got to concentrate.
I'm like that too. I'm gonna be honest. The only people I really can talk to
is this guy.
Is this guy. I don't be trying to talk to nobody.
I be focused.
Keep it real though. I'm gonna tell you, Cliff gives me a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, I can work out and get my therapy session in an hour. Yeah. You can't do that nowhere out. Listen, I'll come in the house, my girl be like, "Did you talk? You talk to your guy?" I'm like, "Yo, I feel so much better."
Yeah,
I owe you an apology. My delivery was terrible. It was terrible. I talked to my guy.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah,
like real talk. I appreciate you, bro. Real talk, because I'm like, all right. I try to time it. If I see him coming in, I'm like, hold on. I'm like, all right, let me get this last set in.
Because I know
I know. And if as soon as he see me in there, we make eye contact. I'm like, well, got that in for the day. I'm like, I'll go to him now, don't I? Sometimes I'll come to him. I'll be like, Cliff.
Switch times. He's like, no.
I'm like, no, you can't. No. Yo, my day is so much better after I talk to Cliff. It could be, man. It's been some rough conversations in the morning, like personal stuff. I'm like, Cliff, I don't know. Like today was a rough day, bro. Right. Like I lost it. The old me came back. I had to. And Cliff's like, no, it's okay. You're human. Right. I'm like, yes. Yeah. I told you, Cliff is the guy that he's not the guy you call when you need your hype man. He ain't your hype man.
Oh no. Like he's gonna give you the real.
Yeah, like it be sometimes I'm like, Cliff, I want all the smoke. I'm ready to go. Cliff will be I realized at that moment, Cliff's like, no, relax. You don't want to risk it all.
Yeah.
You got all these different things going on. I'm like, man, I didn't want to hit that. I was trying to I was in go mode. I was in go mode, like
Cliff be shutting me down sometimes.
Right.
All right, Cliff.
I made a mental note.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in go mode, Cliff is not on my list to
call. I'm not calling.
Yeah, because I ain't beating nobody up.
Right. Like,
believe it or not, though, I used to have severe anger problems. I used to have blackouts.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, most people don't ever suspect that.
Yeah, you can't.
Because when they deal with me, but
right.
Yeah, man, I used to live in anger. But you got people that they, I don't never worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned about the guy who's boiling and not saying nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was me. I'm just sitting there like,
all right. And then,
you know, okay.
They just blow up at the end.
Yeah, just go off and then come to and be like, man, I did what? You know what I mean? Man, look, I worked at one job. There's a couple of occasions I'm shocked I kept my job. Because I had like 2 blackouts.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, I was spared because I was in the right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was defending a coworker.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like, well, you know, you got. And when I saw that guy a few years ago, he still remembered that. He's like, man, I remember when you defended me against some guys from New York, man.
Oh, that guy. I thought you were talking about the guy that you was.
Oh, nah, there was some guys. I was working at the Maryland house, and they tried to snatch this kid up over the counter. And I just blacked out and went ham. But you know, it's funny because he's like, man, I remember that.
Yeah.
When I saw him, he grown now. You know, but it's like
people don't forget things.
No, they don't.
People don't forget things.
You don't forget things either.
Mm-hmm.
That's the danger of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You might not remember it, but your body does. It gets encoded in your DNA.
Right.
So it shows up in you because you get stuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to react. PTSD, for instance, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when people are diagnosed with it, when they go through a situation, they can smell where they were.
Yeah.
They can taste it.
Right.
They can see it. They don't even see you.
Yeah.
They see that situation where they got traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because your brain is wired to survive. And the highest part of your brain, like the brain has like 4 parts to it, that kind of the hierarchy of it.
Right.
The top part is the cortex, the thinking. It's not run by time.
Mm-hmm.
So the lowest part, your brainstem, which takes regulates your temperature, your breathing, and all that stuff. It gets all that initial information. That's why a motorcycle backfiring to a soldier may sound like they're back in combat. And they might duck or go into an offensive maneuver because their brain can't tell the difference between being in wartime to being in peacetime. Mm-hmm. We don't function like that. So they have to learn how to, we talked about regulating yourself. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going all brain science, brainy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, man. He's in his zone. He's in his zone.
Yeah. So it's like, but so much of that is tied to the stuff we see going on today. I mean, look at people. People are on the edge.
Yeah.
Especially, as we got to stay locked in and tied to our kids because our kids are on edge. Mm-hmm. They deal with so much. And a lot of times they don't feel comfortable enough to talk to you about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you have to stay connected and create that space. Mm-hmm. You can't create that space if you're not relaxed and regulated within yourself. Mm-hmm. So your kid might snap on you. And back in the day, like I watch kids snap. And I'm like, look, you got choked back in the day for that. You know, kids cussing their parents out, running up on them, calling them everything. Like, you got choked back in the day.
I took a couple L's.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody has.
I think everybody
I took a couple L's. I tried it.
The broom hand.
I tried it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it. Why would you bring that up, Cliff?
Oh, my bad.
That's trauma.
I didn't want to trigger you.
Right, that's traumatic, man.
But you know, imagine what happens if I'm regulated and calm and I step back and say, what's really going on with you that's got you directing this energy towards me? Instead of, who are you talking to? Because as soon as you go to who you talking to, they're going up more defensive. And now we never address the problem. We just go to war with one another.
Right.
What if I say, what's going on with you? I can't say that if I'm jacked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm in a space. So when you say that, you disarm them.
Yeah.
And now they're able to tell you, oh, this is going on. And half the time, I posted this and haters jumped on it.
Yeah. Some social media.
And they made me question what I'm already questioning within myself anyway.
Right.
You know, so we got to stay locked and connected because they got so much pressure. Like I said, you know, back in the day, you just competed with whoever was in your school.
Right.
I went to Aberdeen High. You had some guys that just, that's the man right there. And then you had those girls, you're like, man, I wish I could get with her. But you knew you wasn't going to get with her because you wasn't on that level.
Right.
You know, but now the world you're competing against to be on a certain level. You know, so they got a different type of pressure.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
And we got to stay connected with them. We got to learn their language. We got to let them talk. We got to let them let us into their world.
They so daggone opinionated, man. I don't remember having this. Maybe it's just I feel like these kids have such a different like perspective on life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like at young ages, these kids are thinking about stuff that I didn't think about till I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
And that's
you know what I mean? Like my daughter's like, oh, I can't wait to start traveling and going up. What? I think the furthest we went to North Avenue to the Blacks and Whites Museum.
Right,
So that was like the furthest or
Yeah.
Cleveland. Shout out to my family in Cleveland, but that was the furthest I ever went. My daughter's like, yeah, I can't wait to go to Egypt. I'm like,
yeah,
like who's paying for this?
Exposure.
Right. That's the TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok.
they're exposed. No, the great thing is, I love the fact that they're exposed to being able to tell you how they feel. They're not suppressing their feelings as much as, you know, past generations did.
Right.
Part of the challenge, though, is they also have, you don't see as much as the respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you used to see.
Right.
So it's like learning how to deal with all those challenges on multiple fronts.
Yeah. I think I'm at the end of my time. Like I got them saying, hey, what you doing, child?
Well, you seen the BET Awards? We'll pop one over a speech, man. Hey, go ahead. I got this. Well, we gonna play through the commercials. I got this. Put this on my tag.
Definitely. But at the end of every show, I always like to quote. You know what I'm saying? And I was reading something, and it just kind of touched me. And actually, it touches on some of the stuff we talked about today. But if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. You know what I'm saying? And it's something I'm probably going to write in my office come Monday because it's true. The more we learn, the more knowledge you have, the more unstoppable you are.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So
knowledge is everything.
Everything. It's everything. I'm going to go down the line. Cliff, if you want to put out your Facebook handles, your Instagram handles, all of that stuff,
I'll shoot them out real quick. Facebook, Clifton Bright Jr. and Bright House Counseling and Coaching, LLC. Instagram, a little more difficult. CLIFTON _BRIGHT _LCPC.
I'll just text you, Cliff.
No.
You ain't searching me.
All right.
Nah.
Mom said I ain't doing no social media. I like it though, because I'm bad.
Look, man, just follow me on Facebook. Actually, because of this show, appreciate you. We got a ton of followers now, a lot more followers. So you can follow us on Next Epic Construction on Facebook, and then on Instagram it's Next E Construction on Instagram, and But yeah, man, check me out.
Hey, thank you guys for being on the show. I support you, Mom. Happy you came on the show.
Thank you for
that.
Anytime.
Please like and share.
Yes.
Thank everybody for the support. Each week, the numbers have been going up on YouTube. They've been going up on Facebook, on each platform that we got 12 rounds with Chiles on. Every week, it's been getting bigger and bigger. So I thank you guys for that support. I love y'all for that support. And we out of here. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, bro. Love you.